I'm Amy Cherry. 2 Flagler County residents could face the death penalty after indictments are handed down in high-profile murder cases. Dorothy Singer is accused of first-degree murder for the fatal shooting of her husband, Charles Singer. Police say she buried him in their backyard in February. In a separate case, 74-year-old Bobby Gore could be sentenced to death for the shooting death of his own son. Police say 31-year-old Lucas Gore was fatally shot at point-blank range last month. 19-year-old Philip Hare Jr. of Palm Coast, meantime, was indicted in connection with firing shots at a Flagler County sheriff's sergeant and his own parents in a drive-by shooting on May 1st. Hare, who was well known to police, then fled the scene and allegedly carjacked someone. After a statewide manhunt was underway for him, Hare turned himself in to authorities. At his bail hearing, he asked to stay in jail and said he's safe there. He claims he was framed and is pleading not guilty to charges of attempted first-degree murder, aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, burglary, and a host of other offenses. Hare faces life in prison without the possibility of parole if convicted. The state attorney has until the end of July to determine whether to seek the death penalty in the capital felony cases. In order for either Gore or Singer to be sentenced to death, the jury must be unanimous and find aggravating factors.
This portion of WNZF Local News, a service of the Daytona Beach International Airport. Fly to the Big Apple in a New York minute on JetBlue from the Daytona Beach International Airport.
A pot-growing operation is shut down in Palm Coast. Karen Johnson reports.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office Special Investigations Unit caught a glimpse and secured a search warrant for an outdoor marijuana operation in the backyard of 83 Patrick Drive in Palm Coast. 50 marijuana plants were seized with an estimated value of $57,000, according to the High-Intensity Drug Trafficking Area Task Force. Flagler County Sheriff says it's time drug dealers got the message. Get your drugs out of Flagler County because we're coming after you. Karen Johnson, Flagler's Morning News.
Also in Palm Coast, a pair of suspected drug dealers busted. Ben Smith has the details.
The sun was not yet up Wednesday morning when members of the Flagler County Sheriff's Office descended on a Wellwood Lane home in Palm Coast. Division Chief Mark Strobridge.
They recovered about 42 grams of cocaine and well over 100 grams of marijuana.
Investigators also found 2 firearms, scales, packaging supplies, and $600 cash.
Most of the stuff was recovered in a room that belongs to a 3-year-old child.
That child was not home during the search. 33-year-old Gary Kleingardner and 29-year-old Ansel Oliver each face numerous drug charges. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Ben Smith.
Is Flagler County prepared for future growth? That was the subject of a town hall meeting hosted by the Florida Chamber Foundation yesterday. Palm Coast Mayor Melissa Holland was there.
Economic development obviously is a key force and a good direction we need to be looking at, but really health and wellness. I mean, what really appealed to me was the different pillars, taking into account that comprehensively we really need to be creating a well-rounded community.
Florida is expected to add 6 million residents between now and 2030. Mayor Holland will be a guest on WNZF's Free for All Friday this morning. And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.